Act 1, Scene 2. We get the first glimpse of the personality of Tellus Ophidius, Matthew's chief enemy and military commander of the Volscian army. Ophidius is very canny, taking into consideration the great distress, famine that is in Rome. When he considers their strength and the condition of their army, he seems very well prepared, and he's a good general of excellent judgment and repute. He decides to take his army out into the field, and if he finds Matthias, he knows that they must fight to death. He refers to Matthias as the serpent that I abhor. He informs the Volscian senators that it is clear that the Romans already know their intention of war, and they are already prepared, but he does not know to which direction they are coming. But he also makes them to understand that there are other developments that are taking place in Rome, which may work to the advantage of the Volscian army. For example, the people have risen against their leaders, and particularly, they are pointing accusing fingers at Caius Mathias. He thinks that they can use this opportunity to fight against Rome, which seems to be, according to him, in a weaker spirit because of the discontent that is ongoing in the Rome state. Although Matthias at this point seems more bold and bloodthirsty than Ophidius, but Ophidius seems to be a human and a leader that perhaps Matthias should have been. Ophidius is very level-headed as compared to Matthias. Ophidius is a foil to Matthias because he is not hot-tempered. He's a good strategist and has all the facts at his disposal before throwing his weight around to attack Rome. Unlike Matthias, he knows how to appraise the enemy's strength, whether the enemy is a mob of his own people or the army of his enemy. He is a leader whom even Matthias has great respect for. For he says, if I wasn't whom I am, and I wished to be somebody else, the person he would have wished to be would have been Tellus Ophidius. There is irony in the fact that Ophidius, who is so good at placing the enemy's strength and knowledge, is unable to predict that Coriolanus will fall under the leadership of the senators and part of the Volscian army, which he will leave under their charge. Ophidius does not seem to be backed up by the leaders as able and knowledgeable as those that back Matthias. Perhaps this means that Matthias will win, despite the fact that he is a less than stellar or star leader himself. The end of the scene sets up the rivalry between Matthias and Ophidius, which we expect to see in the future. There is foreshadowing as the rivalry between this incredible general foretells the duel that these two will be engaged in the future. If Matthias is the protagonist of the play and Ophidius the antagonist or his chief enemy, then surely Ophidius will have a great importance in the plot and a key role to play in determining Matthias's fate.